All right, time now for all things Gators, all things orange and blue. Frangie, Dan, Hicken. What's up, Hick?
Doing great, man. se-ortho.com, Southeast Orthopedic Specialist in the Jacksonville area for all your orthopedic needs. Look.
I'm not a whiner, but we can't get a break. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but it's been bugging me for days. Go ahead.
It's like he can't get a break.
Golly.
He can't get a break. Now, all of us Gators think the outcome would have been different if DJ Lagway had played. It was 20-20 in the fourth.
And he was out in the first half.
Now, Kirby does make adjustments really well, but it was I was proud of the guys, man. I mean, they played their asses off. I mean, they've really tried hard, but you're right, man. I mean, mid-second quarter, was 5 minutes to go. Are you kidding me? I'm looking, I go, did he get his helmet? Did he get hit in the head? That's what I thought at first. I thought he got, because, at the game watching, I couldn't tell it. And then I saw the replay, and I saw, oh my gosh.
Yeah. And I will tell you, I was in Philadelphia watching. I was with the Jags, and I was watching it on TV, and I could tell on the play, the announcers didn't pick it up right away, just watching on TV, that he went down.
Yeah.
You could tell he went down.
You know what? Early in the game, on like the first or second drive, he kind of, I wonder if he aggravated it early.
But he did limp a little early in the game.
Yes.
You're right. And But I remember thinking to myself, and I don't know if I like to think Florida would have won the game.
Yeah.
The truth is, who knows?
We know, Frank.
Yeah.
Florida would have won. Asterisk.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'll come with you on that. But I will tell you, and I'm serious about this.
Yeah.
In 10 weeks of football, going back to Missouri of last year, they've lost 3 starting quarterbacks. One guy twice, but
incredible.
All 3 times in games where they're a prohibitive underdog, but winning the game, all 3 times, prohibitive underdog, winning the game when the quarterback goes out, and then they lose the game. And I'm thinking, they were going to win that Missouri game last year. Okay, they were going to win Tennessee if Mertz doesn't go out. It was 10-0.
Yeah.
Okay, and they might have won this one if Lagway. God bless Billy. So no matter what you think about Billy, what are the chances that a guy on this hot seat loses his starting quarterback? And by the way, the last 2 times non-contact.
Yeah.
At least last year, Mertz ran through a tackle to get a first down and got hurt. What are the chances that you lose your starting quarterback, Dan, 3 times in 10 months in games where you're a big underdog to a highly ranked team and about to all 3 times away from your stadium?
Yeah.
About to win the game.
Yeah.
It was. Honestly, it was almost like you're in the twilight zone.
We're looking
I couldn't believe it was really happening.
Hey, you got Jack Miller a couple years ago. You got I forgot the kid's name. The Yale kid, Aiden Warner.
Jack Miller, 30-3 loss for the Jack Miller game. Please continue.
Yeah. Now we got this kid Clay Millen from Colorado State. Right. Can we give him a look? Well, He's got numbers at Colorado State. He completed like 72% of his passes a couple years ago. He moves around a little bit. I saw a picture. He's not a big kid. He's kind of skinny, but
clearly, in fairness to the staff, and clearly,
you're not planning on this.
Clearly, Warner beat him out.
Yeah.
Now you could say, well, the staff doesn't know, and they should. I don't think so.
No, if you watch him every day, you get an idea.
And clearly, Warner beat him out. But and we'll get to Warner and we'll get to the Texas game in a minute.
Yeah.
But I will tell you this, and because we're going to obviously talk about Napier. We always do.
Of course you have to.
I don't care what you say. I don't know how they did it. I don't know if it's these off-week practices. I don't know if guys just finally grew up. I don't know if he's got the culture right. Florida has found something. It's no longer a mirage.
Right.
They played. Tennessee is a legit top 10 team, and they took them to overtime after losing their quarterback in the game. Georgia is the number 2 ranked team in the country. Georgia's good. All this talk about, maybe Georgia's not as good. No. Carson Beck didn't play very well. Georgia's good.
Yeah.
And Florida took them to a 2020 game, 5 to play.
3rd and 7.
Down to their 3rd quarterback.
Cormani, keep your feet.
Correct. And by the way, I was okay with the blitz on 3rd and 7 because the blitz had been working.
Yeah, I was fine with that.
They just picked it up. Yeah. But I'm just telling you, here's my point. They found something.
Yeah.
There's some good young players on that team.
13?
Yeah. Woo! How good is Aaron Gates? So they have found something.
Yeah.
I don't know if it turns into wins this year without any quarterbacks other than FSU.
Right.
But and we'll get to Billy Napier in a minute, but they have found something at Florida in terms of a toughness, a connectivity, a galvanization, good young players. It's been a long time since it's felt like this, even though they're not winning these games.
I know.
And you got to start winning them.
And I understand the fan base. in talking to people, and I do like little polls on Twitter and stuff, I really feel like it's divided over Billy Napier.
Yeah.
But that's saying something positive. It wasn't divided after.
2 months ago, wasn't divided.
Yeah, October has made Gator Nation. Okay, well, and it's just such a different game now. I don't know what's going to happen. I suspect if they play competitive football, Billy Napier's going to be back in 2025. I really do believe that.
Well, he can't lose to FSU.
Yeah.
But they're so bad.
Yeah.
So you go FSU and win, and your 5th win. If you look competitive in the other games with Aiden Warner, maybe. If you get a 6th win, he's definitely back.
Yes.
If you get a 6th win, which means Texas, LSU, Ole Miss, if you get one of them and FSU, then there's not even a debate.
But you're walking into Texas this weekend. I mean, there's an opportunity there for a blowout.
Yeah, you're going to Texas with a walk-on. But I will tell you, and maybe it'll be harder now because the word's out on this defense.
Yeah.
But this defense against both Tennessee and Georgia has made life tough.
Very good.
And look, Texas they're not going to beat Texas.
Right.
But Texas has shown some flaws that we didn't know existed.
Correct.
I don't know that the Texas offensive personnel.
We played Georgia tougher than Texas played Georgia.
No question. And blocked them better.
Yeah.
Blocked them better.
Yeah.
So, and again, a lot of that's the emotion.
Sure.
So you go to Texas. I don't think Lagway plays. I think it was some gamesmanship by Billy this week by saying we're not ruling him out.
Whenever they say we're not ruling him out.
And that was smart.
Yeah.
That's what he should say.
That's fine.
At least put in Texas' mind, you better at least work on the RPO some, and you better work on the
This is midweek. We'll know more here Wednesday, Thursday.
Right.
He'll probably see if look, apparently it's not bad.
Yeah.
Apparently he's going to be back.
I'll tell you what I'm hearing.
They feel like he can be back, from what I hear, next week.
That's what I heard.
The
word what I'm hearing from people that I think would kind of know.
Yeah.
And nobody knows. But
sure.
The people that would have an intelligent opinion is that this week's a little gamesmanship.
Yeah.
This is Aiden Warner's game.
Yeah.
But do they believe there's a chance he plays against LSU?
Now, I know Southeast Orthopedic Specialist, we talk about that, and Doc Murphy's a good friend of mine. Hamstrings are dicey. Yeah. He might be feeling fine. He might be able to run.
Right.
There's a real good chance he can aggravate it again, though.
Yeah, and that's right, which is why I would have unless he was pretty close to 100%, I wouldn't play him. I would hope.
I'm just saying I don't think he can get to 100% until January.
Right.
I mean, usually with a hand.
But my guess is, I'm going to guess.
Yeah.
And again, we record this thing on Wednesday morning.
Right.
So, but my guess is going to be he doesn't play this week.
I would agree.
But that they do everything they can to get him on the field for LSU.
Yeah.
That's what I'll bet. And so having said that, Dan, let's talk about some of the good for a second.
Yeah.
That offensive line is blocking. Those running backs. Trayon Webb now is down for the year.
Yeah.
Part of that is he's hurt. And all of it. And look, I don't know that Jaden Baugh and Jacoby Jackson haven't gone by him.
Yeah.
They're good backs, man.
They're really good.
So suddenly the backs.
We didn't miss ETN.
No.
And not the whole year.
Yeah.
In fact, I looked this up the other day, Frank, just a quick note on ETN because there was a lot of back and forth on social media. And again, what did you think Florida was going to do?
Yeah,
you don't think they wanted to
hand him a greeting card?
Yeah. Hey, let me help you up.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought it was great. I loved it. 88 carries through 8 games at Georgia, 89 carries through 8 games at Florida last year.
Yeah.
Same amount.
Yeah. So, but the young backs, okay, there's something there.
Yeah.
Obviously, with Lagway, there's something. Wait till Lagway learns how to play.
Yeah.
They don't even know how to play yet.
Yeah.
So there's something there. The 4 of the, if they want to.
One thing about Lagway, and I like this. He was a confident kid on that football field before the injury.
No question.
And before the game, he was.
Yeah, he was.
He was yapping with the Georgia boys. He's not afraid of anybody.
No, there's something.
Which I love.
There's something. Again, he doesn't know how to read defenses.
Right.
He doesn't know how to wait till he learns how. Wait till he has another year.
Right.
Plays a whole year, then has a spring after having played. But 4 of those 5 offensive linemen can come back if they want to. Okay. They may come out early.
They may transfer.
But
Who knows?
Crenshaw Dixon, the right tackle, is the only one that can't come back.
Yeah.
4 of the 5 can come back. Trey Wilson, if he wants, he's out for the year now. We'll see what he wants to do. Mizell's going to come back. Defensively, all those DBs, there's no seniors back there.
Yeah.
Asa Turner's not playing.
Yeah.
The Castell and Aaron Gates, who's so good.
Yeah.
And Devin Moore and Cormani McLean, who's so young.
Linebackers.
Yeah. The lineman. I mean, did you see the sack that
Miles Graham
looked like he was shot out of a cannon on
beautiful.
The sack? And he hadn't got to play much because Shamar James and Pup are playing ahead of him.
Yeah.
All those guys, Pyburn looks like a young David Pollock.
Shout out.
Yeah. So and Gums can come back. He's a junior, the transfer from Northern Illinois. So the point is they got to find some D linemen.
Yeah.
D linemen is because I think Cam Jackson's a senior. He can't come back. Caleb Banks, I don't think comes back.
Okay.
He's done enough.
Yeah.
I would think he gets to the draft.
Right.
He could come back.
Right.
Big Dez is not back. So you got to find some D linemen.
Yep.
Burrow is one of them. There's some others. But, Dan, there's some good young players. If you keep this together, forget who the coach is or isn't.
Right.
If Lagway's healthy and you keep this together,
right.
Florida goes into the 25 season with a talented football team, and it's been a while since we felt that.
They'll also be playing teams that will be changing quarterbacks.
Yes.
I mean, it's the same
Most
schedule, but Georgia won't have Carson Beck back, right? Miami won't have Cam Ward back.
Ole Miss.
FSU, to the good, won't have their quarterbacks back in all likelihood.
So,
Ole Miss won't have Jackson Dart back. So that part is now Texas will switch to Arch, so that's fine.
So, what are your expectations for this week? As they go
this week,
as they go to Austin to play 11 a.m. Central Time game.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I hope they can be. Texas had a bye week.
Yeah.
There's a lot going Texas's way. 21.5-point favorites are.
That's a big number.
It's a big
for
number
a team that outplayed. Yeah. And by the way, that's because of the quarterback.
Yeah.
If Lagway's healthy,
sure,
and they beat Georgia,
the
line this week's about 7.
Oh, heck yeah, maybe less.
Yeah, but it's probably 7.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so now it's 21 because of Lagway.
So I don't know. I hope they can. Hang in there. I hope they can. Continue to play hard.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see how they run the ball. Now, again, when you have a quarterback who, I don't know, our boy is his first throw of the second half.
Right.
He had DK there for about 10 yards down the field.
Yeah.
Hit it in the dirt about 6 yards. I was like, boy.
But I think that ball fell out of his hand.
Yeah.
He's not going to throw a ball 10 yards. It's supposed to go 20 very often.
Yeah.
But they say he's got arm talent. His arm did not look strong to me.
He's got that long wind up.
It did not look like he had a strong arm to me.
Yeah.
And he's not a runner. Most guys, what happens in college football today, if your quarterback can't throw it, you bring in an athletic guy that can run.
But you have to, Gator fans, you can't sit there and be upset about who you're You're barely able to keep 2 quarterbacks on a roster in this day and age of college football.
Yeah,
so I don't want to hear that because I heard some of that and
I agree.
nonsense, and that's nonsense.
But I do wonder, is there some sort of an option? Is there a wildcat option? Is there something that we haven't seen that they're working on that Texas hasn't seen either?
I would hope so. Doring had a good point. Kentucky took Lynn Bowden, remember?
Yeah, right, that's right.
Put him at quarterback.
Is there something? I mean, Florida's got enough good running backs and fast receivers.
Right.
Is there somebody that played high school quarterback? And
mix it in.
Yeah, mix it in. So I think I think they play hard this week.
Yeah.
So this whole Napier thing is a big part of this. The reality is they're probably going to be 5-7 with an outside chance to be 6-6. That's the reality.
Yeah.
They're probably going, FSU's bad. So they're probably going to be at FSU no matter what. And I'm guessing Lagway's back by then.
Mm-hmm.
So they're probably going to win a 5th game.
Mm-hmm.
Winning a 6th game is going to be hard. Now, if Lagway comes back for Ole Miss or LSU, they could get one of those.
They could.
If he comes back healthy.
Yeah.
But they're probably 5-7 or 6-6. So right now, Scott Strickland, the boosters, whoever's involved in this, has a pretty good idea what the number is going to be.
Right.
The question now becomes, how does it look and feel?
Yeah.
What's really helped them against Tennessee, Kentucky, and Georgia, remember, 2 of those games are losses.
Oh, yeah.
But all 3 looked and felt good.
I think they're
all 3. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
All 3 of those games looked and felt
they led Tennessee and Georgia at the half.
Right.
I feel like in talking to people, the lean right now is Napier returns.
Yeah.
I think that's
I do
but
too.
Then
you did a good, let me interrupt you.
Huh?
You did a good poll. I talked about this on my radio show. Dan did a quick poll.
Yeah.
Like you had 600 people respond like for an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, you want him back or you don't. And it was almost even. I think I love it.
It's like 50-50.
Which is, to your point you made earlier, a month ago.
It's been 20-80.
80-20. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
No, So I think just in talking to people and from what I'm hearing, I feel like Napier, the lean is for Napier to come back. But my point was going to be, we're not doing great in recruiting.
Right.
And so I wonder, when do you make that announcement? Is it important to make that announcement now, or do you have to let this thing play out? What's the deal? Because recruiting is in a tough spot.
My guess is this. If you play well, this is your last hard road game.
Right.
If you play well again, and if you play well again, some of you aren't going to like this. I get this.
Oh, yeah.
But if you play well again, you probably should come out on Monday and say, listen, he's coming back for 25.
Right.
And give him a chance to recruit.
Right.
I'm not extending him. I'm not saying he's coming back for 26 or 29, but give him a chance to recruit. I think that's what's going to happen. I say that's what's going to happen. It's what I would do.
Yeah.
Give him. What you don't want to do is do it now, and then they get 45-3 put on them.
Right.
So it'd be hard to say it today.
It's a tough spot.
But this is all. the next 2 games are home games, and FSU's not very good. So this is the last time you're probably going to get clocked, if you're even going to get clocked.
Right.
So I would say after this game, Scott Strickland don't want to fire him.
Right.
We all know that.
Right.
There's some boosters who have wanted him fired that I think have softened a little bit. Probably some people of significance.
There's a look. Strickland's in cahoots or working with the boosters, and Strickland are in agreement on. They're and it's not like these guys know what they're doing, right? And the word is out. And I will say this, I know this for a fact, and I've said this before, but I'll say it again. If they decided to move on from Billy Napier, there are a lot of good football coaches who are very interested in the Florida job.
Oh, no question.
So, that's still there. Yeah.
That will never change.
You got to find the right one. And if you're going to get rid of them, you damn sure better have a good feel for who it is you want to replace.
And you do have to answer the DJ Lagway question.
Correct.
Before. Look.
The word is Lagway loves Napes. Obviously, it's pretty apparent. But the word is he's good if Napes stays for sure.
Yeah.
Obviously, things change if he were to be
Lagway loves Napier and Lagway loves Florida.
Right.
So if Napier's at Florida, he's not going anywhere.
Right.
The question becomes, if you're going to fire Napier, number one, what is your financial commitment to Lagway?
Right.
And do you lose that?
Right.
And I'm not firing Napier till I go in and say, DJ, where are you on this?
Right.
If we move on from coach, but we're going to hire Coach X,
right?
Is there a chance you'll stay?
You have to understand that if you
at least ask the kid the
because
question.
You have to understand if you do get rid of Napier, you are wiping the slate clean and basically saying we're going to start over again.
And you've done so much. What does it hurt? One more year with all these guys starting to come together.
Yeah.
It's Hoosiers.
Yeah.
They were terrible. All of a sudden, they're starting to come.
Did he
together.
say Hoosiers?
I said Hoosiers.
Was he intimating Signetti somehow, some way? What were you doing there?
No, I wasn't. I was saying.
The movie.
I stay, Coach stays. He goes, I go. That's what I'm. Lagway's going to walk.
Jimmy Chitwood.
Yeah. So, but I don't know what it hurt. And again, we're going to get killed by some of you.
Yeah, I know.
Kill away.
That's fine.
But what does it hurt one more year?
Yeah.
And now, if it's 58-12 on Saturday,
it's going to be a different narrative, buddy.
That's right.
Yeah.
So it is. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I do want to get to basketball for a second.
All right.
But we'll see what happens. I do think this. I think the Gators are going to go play hard against Texas.
Yeah.
They found something in terms of playing for each other. I know it's cliche, but indulge me. Playing tough, winning the line of scrimmage. They're winning lines of scrimmage now.
All right.
I don't know if Aiden Warner can beat Quinn Ewers. Okay, let's be honest. Okay,
you do know you can't.
Right. I do know, but I think they'll play tough, and I think they'll play hard. So whatever. Did you watch the hoops team?
I did.
Okay,
I was happy. I was excited. I enjoyed it. And it's a good USF team.
It is,
and they were playing well.
Yes.
It was a good game.
It was a very good.
It was like Florida had to play well to beat them.
Yes,
which is kind of cool in the first game.
Yeah, Florida was down 13 in the first half.
Yeah,
I thought USF outshot them.
Yeah,
outquicked them.
Yeah.
So here's my take on Florida.
Yeah.
My friend Chris Harry with FloridaGators.com told me on my show he thinks it's the best Gator basketball team in 10 years. He said it'll be the best team since the 14s went 30-0 or whatever.
Okay.
That doesn't mean they're as good as that team.
Right.
But it's the best. He thinks it's the best team.
I think that's probably accurate.
Right. They had the one good team, the Chiozza team that went to the Elite Eight was pretty good.
The one that beat Wisconsin.
Right. But that Devin Robinson. But this team is probably the best he thinks since then.
Okay.
So let me tell you, I was at the game. Let me tell you what I saw. No, actually, I left before the game, but I was there around them, warming up, whatnot. They're physical. They were not physical last year.
Right.
They were good last year. They got pushed around by Colorado when their season ended. Then they're big and physical. Chinyelu's big. Alexis is big. Clayton's a bigger guard than he's ever been. So they got big, thick. This guy Elijah Martin looks like a football player.
Yeah.
So they're big and thick and physical. They're very athletic.
Yeah.
So I like them. I got to get used to Clayton at the point.
Yeah.
I liked him at the 2.
I saw somebody say that they need a point guard, but I'll say this. Yeah. Those 3 guards?
Yeah, they're really good.
Woo.
Athletic. They can
older?
Correct.
Yeah.
They're all 22, 23.
Yeah.
They're all physical, and they can here's my question. If Florida can shoot it, they'll be better than they were defensively, even though they didn't cover the other day. They'll be better inside. They'll defend. They'll rebound. Clayton can shoot it.
Right.
Richards was a streaky shooter.
Yeah.
So if he can, and Elijah Martin, if they can shoot it, they might be really good.
Made their free throws.
They made that was really difficult. So if Florida can shoot it, I'll say this: Florida basketball will be more intriguing this year. Than it's been in a long time, and I can't wait to watch it.
SEC's loaded, so it'll be good.
10 teams ranked?
Yeah, loaded.
10?
Yeah.
10 ranked, so we'll see what winds up happening. All right, Florida, Texas.
Yep.
The Aiden Warner era has begun.
Oh, dear.
I just wanted to say that.
No.
I think they'll play. I don't think they can beat Texas with Aiden Warner, but I think they will play hard in this game, and I can't wait to see where it goes. That is all things Gators. Dan Hicken and Frank Frangie.
Yes, and thank you, Southeast Orthopedic Specialist, se-ortho.com, for all your orthopedic needs in Jacksonville. Frank, have a great week.
You too, Hick.
All right.